bia biko mo na unu hapụrụ na governor eh hapụrụ na governor biko eh when my ndị mmadụ jide is so excited about ihe na-eme we bobble my ọnụ ya wuri na-ekwu against Alex Oti ge hụ ma abịa pụtala ọ maka ha dị so excited 1 2 ha atala ahụ ọ ma abịa atala ahụ enwere oge gọọmenti nọ in this state sete ya dịzie click unu echefuola mgbe wee onye appoint after 1 year emekwa ya appoint ọzọ ewere onye nke wefee ya commissioner for eba eshi eba wepụta ya commissioner for here anọta akapụta onye nọ 10 years ago werepụ ya bughachikwa ya ke na-adịzi worried ma ndị a niile ị na-ahụ na-achụgharị na-asị Alex Oti emekwa many of them they have served government in different capacity in different offices ugbu a enweghị ya na this government ị na-ahụ nke awụ gọọmenti people that is nke ndị Abịa nke awụ nke ndị Abịa ọgwụ onye nwoke ahụ na-eme akpọta onye nka ewere ya tife ebe akpọta onye nka ewepụ onye nka na gọọmenti anọtụtụtụtụtụ ewe achịkwa ya ahụ na-ajụzi ebe ihe a na-recycle the same people is as if we have forgotten. So ọrụ unu na-ahụ ụmụ Abịa ebe ọ bụla itiri ọnụ kọta Alex Oti ọnụ gị hụ ndị mmadụ adọ gị cham ha atala ahụhụ they don't suffer ụmụ Abịa don't suffer. So onye gbatụrụ ha obere film na ya ka ha na-eso and Alex Oti onye gbaga this little film na wey be say they see. This is excellency. You understand what I'm saying? Politics so onye mekwe me politics so onye ọbụla me politics maka bọtụ ịhụ na nwa nke anyị ji aka now ka anyị jichie ya ike until onwe mgbe ọ ga-deviate no again ha ya but for now the man is delivering. For now Alex Oti na-agbalị. Okay, na what I'm saying? So biko unu hapụrụ anyị this just hapụrụ na listen achọrọ ka anyị bịa kọwa akụkọ Abịa. I know what I'm talking about. Even anyone on the media we know they talk. Because if you go and say, you're a media man, you're a journalist, yeah, you're not supposed to talk, you're supposed to close your mouth. I'm close to my mouth. I'm guy here who knows bread 3,000. All by the same amount. So we have chosen to come out. You understand what I'm saying? So have run a governor. I teach you lie you because have run a governor. Oh, run a woman Abia. I'm Kurubia. You run a like ya, no? Like ya.
Our heroic people of our state. A people who endured 24 long years of oppression under governments that claimed to be democratic, showed resilience in the face of neglect, surviving among refuse and filth, living through years of human degradation and the collapse of basic dignity. You bore the weight of leadership failure, the absence of vision, compassion and progress. For years, I shouted, I wrote, I pleaded, urging our leadership class to embrace innovation, kindness and conscience in the management of our society. I warned that a government without mercy becomes a curse upon its own people. I wrote to those who mattered, to those who sat in the circles of privilege, men and women who turned themselves into overnight gods through political power. They chose to dwell in luxury hotels while the ordinary people perished in poverty. They sat comfortably over our collective wealth, indifferent to the broken roads, the flooded streets, and the crumbling homes. They slowed our march towards civilization, preferring the sweet scent of corruption to the labor of reform. They strangled hope, yet pretended to govern. But today, the chicken has come home to roast. The era of deceit is over. The people have found their voice. The same men and women who once mocked our cries now tremble before the conscience of a new government that is trying to restore dignity to our land. They hallucinate against progress because they fear accountability. They fight light because they thrived in darkness. Let it be known, the people of Abia will no longer be deceived. We have seen both the oppressor and the liberator. We know those who fed on our commonwealth and those now striving to rebuild. No amount of propaganda, blackmail or false narrative will change the truth that the time of oppression is gone and a new dawn has come for our state. The wounds of the past and the promise of today. They ruled Abia like a conquered land, a place meant for exploitation, not development. For 24 years, our state budget was treated like a private wallet. Basic infrastructure disappeared into thin air. Roads that connected our local government became death traps. Civil servants were turned into beggars, pensioners into forgotten souls. The hospitals, those that still stood, became museums of sorrow. Teachers worked for months and without pay, yet the children they taught were expected to compete in a world powered by knowledge. Refuse dams grew into mountains, breeding disease and shame at the heart of our cities. The smell of decay became the perfume of governance. Yet, in the midst of this wreckage, they called themselves Democrats. They built mansions in foreign lands, while our villages lacked boreholes. They bought luxury cars with money meant for rural electrification. They sent their children to foreign universities, while our own institutions rotted from abandonment. That was their democracy, a democracy of the few by the few for the few. But today, the narrative is changing. The current government, despite inheriting ruins, has shown a clear direction. Roads once forgotten are being rebuilt. Payment systems are being sanitized. Workers' dignity is gradually being restored. The streets are cleaner. The sense of order returning. It is not perfection yet, but it is a progress. And progress terrifies those who fade on the care. That is why they attack. That is why they fight every sign of sanity. They know that if this light continues to shine, their era of darkness will never return. They know that once the people fully taste good governance, the seat will no longer sell in the marketplace of politics. Let them hear this truth. The people of Abia are no longer asleep. They can no longer be lured into chains decorated with party flags. They have suffered enough to recognize their liberators. A call to conscience and courage. Let every power that has oppressed our people hear this. Abia will never go back. The days when politics was a business of predators are gone. The days when a few men decided the destiny of millions are buried in the tomb of history. We are now a people awakened by truth, united by suffering, and strengthened by hope. We have seen the face of false leadership, and we have seen the hands of honest service, and we know the difference. To those who governed us into poverty and now seek to rewrite history, I say, you cannot deceive the people twice. You can no longer harvest where you did not plant. Your seasons of manipulation have expired. Abia has entered a new covenant, a covenant of conscience, of equity, of justice, and of good governance. The new administration may not be perfect, but it carries the breath of sincerity, and that is more precious than years of decorated failure. So, let the old order rage. Let them sponsor lies, invent scandals, and twist the truth. Their noise cannot drown the sound of progress. Their bitterness cannot corrupt the sweetness of renewal. For the spirit of Abia has risen from the dust of the seat, from the ruins of oppression, from the silence of the forgotten, and no power, no propaganda, no alliance of the corrupt shall bury this rebirth. To the people of Abia I say, hold fast to this new light. Defend it with your voice, your vote, and your vigilance. For when a people guard their freedom with truth, no tyranny can return. Abia shall rise again, not as a slogan, but a living testimony that no people can be enslaved forever. This commentary was written by Honorable James Ochunko, a conscious writer, former Executive Chairman, Abians Local Government Area, 1997, and former Chairman, Enyimba FC, Aba.